Hi everybody, welcome back to another update video. So today I had an update come through on my computer for Cricut Design Space, and it is version number 7.13.105, and I was quite impressed with how this update first came into my computer, because I'd noticed in the release notes for a couple of updates ago, I'm not sure exactly what number of the release notes it was, it did say that Cricut had fixed a bug to ensure that when a forced update was coming through, you were not going to get it at a critical moment in your project. So not while you were cutting. So if you were halfway through a project, say for instance, and you were then switching out a mat or something like that, it wouldn't come up and say you had an update to do. It wouldn't do it at a critical time during your project, so it's going to mess it up, and then you know how they say that you'll get your project back on your screen. That always does concern me, just in case it doesn't work. 9 times out of 10 it does, but I have had one instance where it has disappeared and it hasn't saved it during an update. So when I was doing this balloon decal last night, I just got my blank canvas up on the screen and I clicked on text here, and the little text appeared here like this one just has. And that was when the green box came up on the screen to say that I needed to do the update. So I wasn't in the process of welding or doing anything important. It was literally a blank canvas that it came up on. So that's definitely a win for that particular part of the update. So in this one, if we go up to the 3-line menu at the top and just click on what's new, we've got a couple of different things that are new here. Bookmarks Are Fonts. This is really nice and I like this feature a lot. Have you ever made something and you've used a font and you wish that you'd saved it somehow and written it down, or maybe put a sticky note on your desk to remind you what the name of that font was? Well, now you don't need to, because if you find a good font, you'll be able to bookmark it and keep it in a little separate place in Design Space, and that will enable you to find it the next time. I love this feature. I'm going to show you what I've done with it so far. Bearing in mind I've only had this feature since last night. The other thing that is new is new notification types. So we got the notification thing a couple of updates ago, 7.10, and what the notifications bell is, if we come off here on your canvas screen, you'll see you've got this little bell at the top. If we click on it, it shows us people that have liked or saved our projects for them to use themselves, and it gives you all of the different updates here. So now if we go back up to this 3-line menu and we go onto our settings, you'll find your notification settings here. If we click on that, there's 2 more things that have appeared. Previously to this update, we only had someone liked your project and someone followed you, but now we've got someone shared a project that was inspired by yours, or someone you follow just shared a new project. So those are 2 items that are new. You can choose to toggle those off if you want to. In fact, you can toggle all of it off if you want to. You don't have to have notifications. I do like to see what people have liked and shared of mine though, so I'm going to leave all of those notifications on. If you do change anything there, just click on done and it will save your preferences. So if we're going to have a quick look at the bookmarks of the fonts now. So this is the font that I use all the time for my balloon decals, and I know what it's called. It is Hey Marilyn. It is a Cricut Access font, and I know that that's the one I'm going to use. I use it all the time. So say for instance I've done this design and I haven't got a clue what font I used, or for instance maybe I did a balloon 6 months ago and I used a specific font and I've still got that project saved on my computer, but I can't remember what the font was. I could go up to the layers panel here and I could click on it and then right click, and if you click on image info, it will tell you what the font is that you have used. I don't know whether that makes a difference if it's not a system font. We'll try that in a second and see if it does work. But now with this, if we go into text and we just click for a text box and we write something. So I typed hello there, and that is one thing that I do not like about this font, is the O looks like an A, which is rubbish. So every time I do it, I have to make myself an O out of a big one. But anyway, another story. If we go up to the font drop down box at the top, you'll notice it's changed a little bit, and you've got the download arrow here, whereas that used to say download, I think, didn't it? And then you've got the little bookmark here as well. So if you've got a font that you really like, let's have a little scroll through. So I'll tell you what I do like. American Typewriter is one I like. Is it still on here? Let's type in American Typewriter. Oops, I cannot spell today. Let's uncheck the kerned box and just hit enter again. Ooh, I wonder if that one's been taken off. That's interesting. Let's do it for another one. Let's just type in American. Ah, it looks like it's gone. That's a shame because I quite like that one. Let's click on this one, American Standard. Okay, so we like this font. Let's just wait for that to change. Okay, so we do like this font. That's actually quite a nice font, isn't it? So I've decided I'm going to use that now for another project, but I want to save that font so I know where it is. If we go back up to the font box and we just click out of there, so it brings all the fonts back up. We can find that one again. So American Standard, there it is. It's an access font, it's single layer cutting. It gives us all the examples of what we've got included. So what we're going to do is click on this little bookmark here, much the same as you would if you saw an image or a project that you like. And then it makes that little bookmark green. If you then come up to the top here and click on this white section where it says bookmarks, these are all the fonts that I use regularly, and they're all in here, all bookmarked, as you can see. So I have got 3 that are ones that I've downloaded myself from Creative Fabrica or that I've got from defont.com. So they are the ones that don't have the download next to them, and you can also see they are also ones that don't have the Cricut Access A next to it as well. So those are there. If you click on System, these are all the ones that are on your computer to start with. So you won't have the download there, but you will have the bookmark feature there. And then if you click on Cricut at the top, these are all the Cricut fonts again there. So let's just try with a font that's not a Cricut font. Let's change that to October Twilight. I'm going to just select it and weld it so it's like a finished piece. If you don't know what welding is, I'll put a video link above for you which explains all the different features and what they do in Design Space. So that's welded now. It's one layer, as you can see at the top. Let's just right click it, click on image info. Yeah, it does tell me actually. That's pretty good. It's pretty useful to know actually, isn't it, that it's going to come up with that. If you did have an image there as well, that will work the same. It will tell you the image code so you can write it down and use it again. Just quickly then, for the last point of this video, I'm just going to show you the release notes for this particular update. And you can find these on the Help Centre on Cricut's website if you want to have a quick look at them yourself. I'll put a link down below in the description to this if you want to take a look at it. And it gives you the release notes for all of the recent updates to Design Space. So this is the one for 7.13 as it says here. It doesn't actually put the version number in the title, so you'll need to just have a quick look through and see what update it is relating to. But basically it's just going through everything that is new, so it shows you all the different things like the bookmarking of the fonts, and then it shows you notification types there, and it does tell you that we've got new languages in Design Space. So if you're a user in another country where you haven't been able to use Design Space in your native language, they have added Swedish, Polish, Danish, Hungarian, Czech, Norwegian, Romanian, Finnish and Thai. There is also some default fonts being added for Japanese and Korean users. However, other languages will still default to Cricut Sans, whereas if you are in Japan or Korea, you'll see that you've got this Noto Sans Japanese, which is a nice addition for those countries as well. And then at the bottom in all of the release notes, it always gives some fixes. So it's going to tell you what fixes are available in this update, and it's basically those annoying things that we always pick out when we're going through Design Space. So release notes are a really handy thing to look at, and as I said, I'll pop a link down below for you. You can sometimes get a little bit of a head start as to see what's going to be coming next in the latest release by having a look at the release notes. They are a handy thing to look at and a really good tool. So don't forget that if you haven't received your update for 7.13, then you could try deleting your app and then reinstalling it. Sometimes that will work and will force the update. It doesn't always work though, so just be patient and yours will be coming soon. If you've enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. I'd love to see you again for another, so don't forget to subscribe and drop me any questions or comments that you have down below, and I'll see you for another one really soon. Take care, bye.